Hello, my beautiful tribe and my Teletubbies. As you know, when it comes to someone cheating on me, I see that as cutthroat. You can't come back from that. I'm one and done. However, I'm looking at this movie on Tubi, and it's called Betray Thirst. And this is about a husband who cheated on his wife. They've been married for 15 years. And he cheated on his wife, and it's understandable why. Now, in this instance, there are some exceptions to the rule. Now, if I was this wife, and my husband came to me and confessed that he cheated, and I recognize how many times my husband came to me trying to be close to me, sexually, romantically, in that mood, and I was constantly throwing him away. No. Every time he reaches me, every time he sees me, I'm in a bonnet. I have these old woman-looking things that I'm wearing to the bedroom. This movie just triggered me. Because this man, he cheated, and when it was, found out, it was revealed, this man, you could see that this was just didn't set right with his spirit. He was a man who really loved God. He did love God, feared God, all the above at the same time. He goes into details to explain. He remember how when him and his wife got together, how they couldn't get enough of each other. They couldn't keep their hands off of each other. Now, keep in mind, they don't have no kids. And they're both lawyers. So, that can be a very high stressful job. And it can be draining. But he said how we used to have to pull on the side of the road where we just had to just go at each other, And now all of a sudden, my wife, she treats me like there's nothing I do is right. Everything I do seems to be wrong. And when you look at how many times this man has reached for his wife, and all he got was rejection, and he was so great. He was just so patient and understanding until he ran into a client. And she had a husband who's in a wheelchair. Her husband treat him like crap. So she's desperate and thirsty. That's why it says betray thirst. Because she had a husband that wasn't touching her and treating her badly. And then he had a wife who was constantly rejecting him. She no longer fixed herself up. When you're married, you got to think about all that stuff. That's why I like the single thing. But when I was married, I always had 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, when I wear negligees. No bonnet. And you got to be sexy. And it is what it is for 2 nights out of the week. And then Monday through Thursday, actually. Monday through Thursday. And on Sunday, I wear my pajamas. I like pajamas, and I want to sleep in my bonnet. And I prefer separate bedrooms because there was times when I had to sleep separately because I need to sleep in my night cream so I can stay young looking, and it's work. At the same time, you give him at least 2 nights out of the week where you're looking like a dime piece, sexy, even sleazy. I mean, you can look sleazy. You're in the house. You're with your husband. So sleazy is good for 2 nights out of the week. 2 nights out of the week, I mean, you just be like going at it, drain him, that it'll last him for 5 days. And even in the 5 days, if you want to hang out with the bonnet thing, we could do that too. But you don't sit up here and treat your husband the way this woman treated her husband. This movie have me feeling sorry for him. This is insane. You can't do that, especially men. They have this testosterone thing going on, And when he met you, you was like this, you had this incredibly high sex drive. And I understand, with age and, things calm down after 15 years. We may not be like rabbits anymore, but we still can sit up here and hang out for 2 days out of a week. Or how about 1 day out of a week? 1 day out of a week? Is that cool? 2 days? Okay, we can pull off 2. I'm a lawyer, you're a lawyer. We're busy people. But when you do pop it off, pop it off. Set it off. Honey, look at this movie. Please go check it out. It's on Tubi. It's free of charge. Just get the app. Put it on your phone, your television, whatever you do, your tablet. And check out Betrayed Thirst, because this woman literally drove this man to cheat. The only thing I see that he did wrong, because if it were me, okay, I would tell her, this constantly saying no to me every time I reach out to you, that's getting old. And I'm not going to cheat on you, because it would be cheating if I did things behind your back and if I lied. I'm not going to cheat. I'm telling you, right in your face, I'm getting a side piece or a mistress. Okay? Because if you are always so tired, then maybe this career is not for you. And I'm not saying women are supposed to give up their career to accommodate a man and give up your life for a man. Because, if you look at my channel, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not no Pick Misha. At the same time, if you do decide to have a husband, then you have to know what comes along with that. Man. So I would let her know, if this is proving to be too much for you, we're going to have to come up with a solution. Now, we could do polyamory for the nights you don't want to be bothered because you're busy working and I get it, because, and then I got Miss Polly over here. She doesn't have a career. She has a job working at Dollar General. She doesn't have a highly stressful job. So she's like available, sweetie, when you're so not. How does that sound? I mean, we could go into counseling. Let's first go into counseling. No, first we're going to go to God in prayer. We got to go to our Heavenly Father in prayer. And then we got to do some Bible study. And we got to go to a counselor. And how the hell are we going to do the Bible study and go to church? You ain't got time to even jump it off in the bedroom. This is insane. We'll do the therapy thing, babe, so we can work through this, okay? Because I don't want to cheat on you. I really don't. So we're going to do therapy, because communication, without communication, there is no relationship. Without respect, there is no love. And without trust, there is no reason to continue. And I don't want to lose your trust. That's why I'm telling you right in your face that if this don't get better, sweetheart, I'm getting a mistress or I'm getting a divorce. But this movie actually have me siding with the man. Why? Because the way this man broke down, and he was like, I messed up. I messed up. And then he was talking to his compa, his homie, and child, please. And you could tell that this is not the type of man that cheats. He's not a cheating man. But there's such a thing called, you could just drive somebody to it. God, this is not a cheating man. Would I have given, I'm a one and done, but this is one exception to the rule. I would have gave him another chance. Why? Because I know that I'm the one at fault. See, come on. You're constantly reaching for me and I'm constantly rejecting you. I'm never looking good. I'm looking like a train wreck. Bonnets and old lady clothes. No. So I would have listened to him, and when he said, I want to tell you the truth, I cheated, because it was going to come out anyway. She got the nerve to sit up there and be like, oh no, oh my God, as if you're in shock. Are you serious? But he wasn't mean like that. He was nicer to her than I would have been. Because personally, me, I would have been like, look, you either figure this out or I'm out, babe. Deuces. Anyway, check it out. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.